you are ever tempted to overeat, if you want to naturally help your body produce more GLP-1, this is what you're going to want to make. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's from the Trim Healthy Wisdom book, but if you're not following the wisdom method or maybe not even interested in going there, that is completely okay. There are a few gems in there that I don't want you to miss out on that can totally transform your body, help you feel better with very little effort or attention. So that's what we're going to make today. We just got back from the pool, so I have all my stuff in the way, but we're just going to do this real quick. I realized that I had been feeling fantastic and really satisfied with what I was eating for a really long time, for months. This week, all of a sudden, I was feeling like I couldn't eat enough. I was ravenous. I was just kind of getting into that overeating thing, which, by the way, even on Trim Healthy Mama, you can overeat foods. Absolutely. And I realized I had not been eating my Food Peace Preloader. I had not been consuming that because I ran out and I didn't replenish my stash. So that's what we're doing today. It's going to take just a couple minutes. I do make my own yogurt, but I have zero time this week. So I'm going to use my yogurt jars for the Food Peace Preloader. And when I use the last one, I'll know it's time to make more yogurt. That's the end of my excuses for not making yogurt. We're just going to measure out each ingredient into each jar, and it's pretty simple. So we've got our pristine whey protein, and I am the most casual measurer with these things. It always turns out great. It tastes amazing. It's not like a yuck yum exactly, but there isn't a purely sweet flavor to it, but it's almost like getting a good chocolate mousse in before your meal. So if you don't know what the Food Peace Preloader is, I will tell you. Trim Healthy Mama came up with this fabulous way to get your body to stimulate its own GLP-1 production naturally by eating this before a meal, and it helps you feel full and satisfied when you eat. I use this and I have my clients using it when we're dealing with a lot of cravings, especially if I have clients who are going to a special event where there's going to be a lot of off-plan food there. We'll have a Food Peace Preloader first. It's very helpful. Again, you don't have to jump into the entire wisdom approach to pull one or two things from the book that are just fabulous. This is one of the fabulous things. So we're just putting our whey protein. This is the original pristine whey protein. It's not flavored. So this is just the plain whey protein. So I put a couple tablespoons in every one of my little tiny jars here. And now a tablespoon and a half of baobab to the jar. When you do this, this is just dry ingredients that I'm doing right now. If you aren't familiar with GLP-1 and how your body produces it, Trim Healthy Mama has tons of information on that. But basically, it's an incretin hormone, and it's something that helps your body in many ways. We're not going to get into all of them now, but it's just a super simple thing to try to see if you feel fuller longer and to help you feel more satisfied. So we're going to add a dunk of pure stevia extract. So that's 3 ingredients so far. Now I have cocoa powder. You can also use cacao powder if you're fancy. I'm not fancy, and I won't be buying that until I get through my big 2-pound bag of cocoa powder that I had just spent a lot of money on when the Trim Healthy Wisdom book came out, but that's okay. This still works, and it actually, I wouldn't do it without the cocoa powder or cacao powder, some kind of chocolate flavor, because it makes it taste really good. So I'm just going to get a tablespoon in there. This is the last ingredient. That's it. I will have 5 ready to go. So how do you do this? When you make the snack size, which is what this is, you're going to stir in your kefir and your water. I won't be able to fit the kefir. I just made another mess, so just ignore me. I won't be able to fit the kefir and water into these little jars, so I'll pour it into a bowl, dump it into a bowl, add those wet ingredients. You can also add cinnamon if you want. So I've got these 4 dry ingredients in here. Okay, so this is done. I'll put a lid on it. I will shake it up a little bit. And then when I'm ready, like 15 minutes to an hour before a meal, I'll pour this in a bowl, add the kefir and water, stir it up, and just eat it kind of like a pudding before a meal. When I do that, I see the difference. My clients too. We feel fuller longer. We feel more satisfied. We eat less. And eating less isn't always the goal. But if you feel like you might overeat, or you feel like you're not going to be satisfied with what you have, or you're just having cravings, this is the thing to try. So this can be found in the Wisdom Recipe Collection. Again, I just made 5 jars of this in just a couple of minutes. I can do even more if I'm not talking, running my mouth. If you want to try this, it's in the Wisdom Recipe Collection, which is free on the, I believe, in the Trim Healthy Mama store. You can search for Wisdom Recipe Collection. If you're in boot camp with me, you've got your recipe links already. But just pull up the Food Peace Preloader recipe, mix up the dry ingredients just in different containers. You could use plastic baggies. You could use absolutely anything. Then you've got your preloader ready to go before a meal. read about what it does in Trim Healthy Wisdom. It's phenomenal and it feels great. So I highly, highly recommend it. Give it a try. Let me know what you think.